Today is April 15th, and I'm just going to do a quick greenhouse walkthrough, as a lot of my temperate carnivorous plants are just starting to come up for the season. Here are some Venus flytraps that have been pretty recently repotted. There's a couple different pygmies. That's Adrian Slack, has just kind of finished flowering. A couple other real interesting, like Morii crosses. This one's Wilkerson White Knight. And here's an overview of my flytrap kind of collector's corner. Most of these are all different varieties of Venus flytrap, just starting to come up for the season. This one's Leah Wilkerson, definitely one of my all-time favorite hybrids. This one is Black Widow, probably my favorite Sarracenia I saw all of last year. Should be spectacular. All the Rigula are looking really good this time of year. Couple interesting ones. Aries should be pretty neat. This is the one I'm calling Dan Winter. Has really deep red and white colors. A lot of binatas and dichotomas up there. A couple other interesting Sarracenia. This is another Leah Wilkerson. Absolutely enormous, and have a lot of flowers and vegetables started here that I'll move outside as soon as it won't freeze. Okay, then this is the Nepenthe side of things. Have a lot more Nepenthes hanging since probably I did a video last time. They seem to really like that. Each one has a drip nozzle going through this black pipe, and then that drips into each pot, usually about 2 to 3 minutes twice a day. A couple interesting Helianthora. And a whole bunch of like seedlings and seeds started underneath these humidity domes. They just kind of provide a little bit more stable conditions for seedlings when they're just starting out. A couple favorites up there. That's a Tibia clone. That's the one that California Carnivores has that is just so spectacular. And right next to it's Peter D'Amato, the Lowii ventricosa hybrid. And over here, some interesting stuff. Have a vining Burbigia that you can see vining up into the rafters there that I'm really hoping will flower soon and hopefully turn out to be a male that I can cross with the Raja right here. It's a pretty good sized picture on it. That one's lasted for a couple months already and still looks pretty good. See like our Chryssioidoides back there, Canermis, see Dubia, Jamban, Macrophylla, a whole bunch of different interesting plants. But Raja has just always been my favorite. It's spectacular. This one's has leaves that are about probably 20, 22 inches. Couple Pinguicula on this corner. Divided most of those this spring, so they're not quite as big as they normally are, but they're definitely coming along nicely. little like cephalotus cuttings and divisions. This is a really neat Porcellania. Has very, very white pitchers once they open up. This will be by far the biggest pitcher this one's had, so I'm excited about that. A couple interesting things. There's Succubus right here. H.R. Geiger. There's this big one here, doing real well. And a big Ephipiata truncata back there. Our Crucioloides crossed with the what was Thorellii at the time. Definitely one of my favorite hybrids. It'll always have lots of open pitchers on it at a time. Then this is my lowland chamber. This is Wistuba's truncata red leaf. Actually, has been a difficult one for me, but it's finally getting some really neat pictures, and pretty good sized picture there. An overview. This one's Northiana, that's looking pretty good. And it doesn't really appreciate the winter too much here in Colorado, but it's taken off now and should have some nice pictures on it this summer. Then Ampullarias are just spectacular. These are kind of creating those basils that have formed on the vine. So basically all you see are these pitchers dangling down. And there's a nice kind of red form of Ampullaria. Nice upper of raft there. Baical's always a spectacular one with its fangs. This is what's now Hemsliana. Definitely a spectacular plant. They have bats that will live in it in the wild. This is kind of Clipiota corner here. Definitely some of my favorite plants. Really looking to get a female. As far as I know, all these are males here. One of the few non-carnivorous plants in this greenhouse is Amorphophallus Titanicum. And then there's kind of an overview of the Nepenthe section. I'll have to do one of these again here in the next couple months once things start growing for spring.